Chapter 3. Mental Transmutation. Mind, as well as mental and element, may be transmuted from state to state, degree to degree, condition to condition, pole to pole, vibration to vibration. True hermetic transmutation is a mental art. The Kybalion. As we have stated, the Hermetists were the original alchemist, astrologer, and psychologist. Hermes have been the founder of this school of thought. From astrology has grown modern astronomy. From alchemy has grown modern chemistry. From the mystic psychology has grown the modern psychology of the school. But it must not be supposed that the ancients were ignorant of that which the modern school supposed to be their exclusive and special property. The record engraved on the stone of the ancient Egypt show conclusively that the ancients had a comprehensive knowledge of astronomy. The very building of the pyramid showing the connection between their design and the study of astronomical science. Nor were they ignorant of chemistry, for the fragment of the ancient writing showed that they were acquainted with the chemical property of things. In fact, the ancient theory regarding physics are being slowly verified by the latest discovery of modern science, notably those relating to the constitution of matter. Nor must it be supposed that they were ignorant of the so-called modern discovery in psychology. On the contrary, the Egyptians were especially skilled in the science of psychology, particularly in the branch of that the modern school ignore, but which, nevertheless, are being uncovered under the name of psychic science, which is the perplexing the psychologists of today and making them reluctantly admit to that there may be something in it after all. I repeat, there may be something in it after all. The truth is that beneath the material chemistry, astronomy, and psychology, that is, the psychology in its phase of brain action, the ancient possess a knowledge of transcendental astronomy called astrology, of transcendental chemistry called alchemy, of transcendental psychology called mystic psychology. They possess the inner knowledge as well as the outer knowledge, the latter alone being possessed by modern scientists. Among the many secret branches of knowledge possessed by the Hermetists was that known as mental transmutation, which formed the subject matter of this lesson. Transmutation is the term usually employed by designate the ancient art of transmutation of metals, particularly of the base metal into gold. The word transmute means to change from one nature, form, or substance into another, to transform. Webster. And accordingly, mental transmutation means the art of changing and transforming mental state, form, and condition into order. So you may see that mental transmutation is the art of mental chemistry. If you like the term, a form of practical mystic psychology, but this means far more than appear on the surface. Transmutation, alchemy, or chemistry on the mental plane is important enough in its aspect, to be sure, and if the art stops there, it will still be one of the most important branches of study known to man. But this is only the beginning. Let us see why. The first of the 7 Hermetic principles is the principle of mentalism, the axiom of which the whole is mind, the universe is mental, which means that the underlying reality of the universe is mind, and the universe itself is mental, that is, existing in the mind of the whole. We shall consider this principle in succeeding lesson, but let us see the effect of the principle if it be assumed to be true. If the universe is mental in its nature, then mental transmutation must be the art of changing condition of the universe along the line of matter, force, and mind. So you see, therefore, that mental transmutation is really the magic of which the ancient writers had so much to say in their mystical works, and about which they gave so few practical instructions. If all be mental, then the art which enables one to transmute mental condition must render the master the controller of material condition as well as those ordinarily called mental. As a matter of fact, none but advanced mental alchemists have been able to obtain the degree of power necessary to control the grosser physical condition, such as the control of the element of nature, the production of cessation of tempest, the production and cessation of earthquake, and other great physical phenomena. But that such men have existed and do exist today is a matter of earnest belief to all advanced occultists of all schools, that the master exists and have this power. The best teachers assure their students having had experience which justify them in such belief and statement. These masters do not make public exhibition of their power, but seek seclusion from the crowd of men in order to better work their way along the path of attainment. We mention their existence at this point merely to call your attention to the fact that their power is entirely mental and operates along the line of the higher mental transmutation. Under the hermetic principle of mentalism, the universe is mental. The Kybalion. But students and hermetists of lesser degree than master, the initiate and teacher are able to freely work along the mental plane in mental transmutation. In fact, all that we call psychic phenomena, mental influences, mental sciences, new thought phenomena, etc., operate along the same general line. For there is but one principle involved, no matter by what name the phenomena be called. The student and practitioner of mental transmutation work among the mental plane, transmuting mental conditions, states, etc., into order according to various formula more or less efficacious. The various treatment, affirmation, denial, etc. of the school of mental science are but formulas, often quite imperfect and unscientific, of the hermetic art. The majority of modern practitioners are quite ignorant compared to the ancient master, for they lack the fundamental knowledge upon which the work is based. Not only may be the mental state, etc., of oneself be changed or transmuted by hermetic method, but also the state of other may be, and are, constantly transmuted in the same way, usually unconsciously, but often consciously by some understanding the law and principle. In case where the people affected are not informed of the principle of self-protection. This is why when you know energy, everything is energy, frequency, vibration, you can work on yourself, but you also know all the secret of what we so-call witchcraft, because it's all based on energy. And when you know the 7 hermetic principle, you understand that the witchcraft that we see or heard or that are making around the world on some person, it's just about energy, frequency, vibration, and correspondence. It's all trick. when you know the 7 hermetic principle, it's a real eye-opener on a lot of things, not just witchcraft, but also yourself and how to master yourself. So let's continue. And more than this, as many students and practitioners of modern mental science know, every material condition depending upon the mind of other people may be changed or transmuted in accordance with the earnest desire, will, and treatment of person desiring change condition of life. The public are so generally informed regarding this thing at present that we do not deem it necessary to mention the same at length, our purpose at this point being merely to show the hermetic principle and art underlying all these various forms of practices, good and evil, for the force can be used in opposite direction according to the hermetic principle of polarity. In this little book, we shall state the basic principle of mental transmutation, that all who read may grasp the underlying principle and thus possess the master key that will unlock the many doors of the principle of polarity. We shall now proceed to a consideration of the first of the Hermetic 7 principles, the principle of mentalism, in which is explained the truth that the all is mind, the universe is mental, in the word of the Kybalion.